When passing on the left of a vehicle, it is safe to move back into the right lane. A. After about 3 seconds. B. When you can no longer see the vehicle over your right shoulder. C. When you can see the front of the vehicle in your rearview mirror. You are driving in the right lane of a multi-lane highway and want to move into the left lane. You should A. Look in your rearview mirror for traffic behind you before changing lanes. B. Look over your left shoulder for traffic in your blind spot before changing lanes. C. Look in your side mirror for traffic and turn on your directional signal. D. All of the above. When you approach an octagonal sign, you must A. Slow. B. Stop. C. Turn. B. Stop. An octagonal, 8-sided, sign always means, stop. Come to a complete stop. Yield to traffic and pedestrians that have the right of way, and proceed when the way is clear. A blood alcohol concentration of 0.02%. A. Won't have any effect on your driving. B. Won't put other drivers at risk. C. Will double your chances of having an accident. C. Will double your chances of having an accident. Every 0.02% increase in blood alcohol concentration nearly doubles a driver's risk of being in a fatal crash.
Want to ace your DMV test? Click on the link below and get your guaranteed cheat sheet.
A distraction when driving is A. Anything that causes evasive action while driving. B. Anything that takes your attention away from driving. C. Anything that causes you to pay more attention to driving. B. Anything that takes your attention away from driving. A distraction when driving is anything that takes your attention away from driving. Driver distractions may occur anytime and anywhere. Distracted driving can cause collisions, resulting in property damage, injury, and death. You are approaching a railroad crossing that has no visible gates or flashing lights, but has a standard crossbuck. You should A. Approach all tracks with extreme caution and cross only when you know that there is no train coming. B. Turn your radio down to hear if there may be an approaching train. C. Only continue once cleared to do so by a flagger, if applicable. D. All of the above. D. All of the above. You must approach all railroad crossings with extreme caution and cross only when you know that no train is coming from either direction. If there is a flagger at a crossing, you must obey all of their instructions. If you find that the roadway ahead of you is flooded, you should A. Slam on the brakes. B. Not drive through the flooded area. Turn around and find another route. C. Drive only in the center of the roadway. B. Not drive through the flooded area. Turn around and find another route. Never attempt to drive on a flooded road. Even if the water looks shallow, it may hide many kinds of hazards. If you encounter a flooded area, turn around and seek another route to your destination. While driving at night, you may use your parking lights instead of headlights. A. True. B. False. B. False. It is unlawful to drive at night using only your parking lights. You must use your headlights when driving in lowered visibility. What are the colors of warning signs indicating upcoming hazards? A. Black letters or symbols on a white background. B. Black letters or symbols on a yellow background. C. White letters or symbols on a blue background. D. White letters or symbols on a green background. B. Black letters or symbols on a yellow background. Warning signs that indicate approaching hazards are usually yellow with black lettering or symbols. Warning signs in work zones are orange with black lettering or symbols. Car drivers should know that large trucks A. have large blind spots. B. can stop more quickly than passenger vehicles. C. do not need more room to maneuver than passenger vehicles. D. all of the above. A. have large blind spots. A large truck has large blind spots to the front, sides, and rear of the vehicle. Avoid lingering in these areas. Because of their larger size and weight, trucks require more room to maneuver and stop than passenger vehicles. At a school crossing sign, you should A. always stop, whether there is a stop sign or not. B. watch for children and be ready to stop. C. always sound your horn when you see children. B. watch for children and be ready to stop. Pentagonal signs mean you are approaching a school zone and/or school crossing. When you see these signs, be alert and prepare to stop. Unless otherwise posted, the speed limit in school zones is A. 45 miles per hour. B. 35 miles per hour. C. 25 miles per hour. D. 15 miles per hour. C. 25 miles per hour. In a school zone, the speed limit is 25 miles per hour. If a different speed limit is posted, follow the posted speed limit. You experience an incident at work that has left you feeling angry. When you get to your car, you should A. play the radio loudly so you won't think about it. B. drive fast on the interstate to let off steam. C. take a few minutes to cool off before you begin your drive home. D. stop at your favorite bar and have a few drinks before driving home. C. take a few minutes to cool off before you begin your drive home. Persons who are upset, angry, or otherwise distracted by their emotions should take time to cool off before driving a car. Taking out frustrations or anger while driving is exercising very poor judgment and is very dangerous to both the driver and others on the road. Defensive driving is A. driving aggressively. B. using safe driving strategies to prevent crashes. C. more dangerous than not driving defensively. B. using safe driving strategies to prevent crashes. Defensive driving is using safe driving strategies to prevent crashes. This means that you alter your driving to fit the weather conditions, the way you feel, and the actions of other drivers, bicyclists, and pedestrians. What do speed limit signs indicate? A. potential driving speeds for the area. B. the maximum or minimum speed that is legally allowed to be driven. C. the speed drivers should drive in heavy traffic. D. the speed drivers should drive under poor conditions. B. the maximum or minimum speed that is legally allowed to be driven. Speed limit signs indicate the maximum or minimum safe speed that is allowed to be driven on a roadway. The maximum limits are for ideal conditions and you must reduce your speed when conditions require it. This road sign means A. Do not pass. B. Do not enter. C. No turn on red. D. Keep right. D. Keep right. This sign indicates that a divided highway begins ahead. The road will split into two one-way roadways separated by a median or divider. You must keep to the right. When passing an emergency vehicle stopped on the right side of the road, drivers should A. Increase their speed. B. Vacate the lane closest to the emergency vehicle or slow down. C. Ask the emergency worker if they need help. D. Move to the lane closest to the emergency vehicle. B. Vacate the lane closest to the emergency vehicle or slow down. If you are driving past an emergency vehicle parked on the right side of the road, you must vacate the lane closest to the stationary emergency vehicle. If you cannot move over safely, you must slow down. This sign means A. Upcoming downgrade or hill. B. Road construction area. C. Upcoming narrowing of roadway. A. Upcoming downgrade or hill. This sign warns of a dangerous downgrade or hill ahead. The hill may be very long or steep, or it may have sharp curves. Large trucks are likely to lose speed when A. Driving up long or steep hills. B. Driving in long, gradual curves. C. Driving down long, gradual hills. You may exceed the speed limit to pass another vehicle. A. True. B. False. B. False. You must obey speed limits at all times. You may not exceed the speed limit to pass another vehicle.